Hi everyone, happy Friday. So you have all been doing really well this last week. Good job keeping up on attendance. Good job answering questions. Really happy with that. I think we're getting into the rhythm now with the Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I'm looking forward to this being a good semester now that I think the kinks have been smoothed out. When answering the attendance questions and the questions on the labs, please be really complete with your answers. If I ask a question about tell me one thing you understood and one thing you need explained further, if you don't need anything, you can say, I don't need anything explained further, and one thing I understood really well was this. But if you just give me a one-word answer, like if it's for chapter 4 and you say cells, I don't know if that means that you understood it, that you didn't understand it, that you don't know what cells are, that you need help with organelles. Like, please, I can't read your mind. And because this is online, I need you to give me good, detailed answers. And practicing doing that on the attendance quizzes and on the lab homework will help you on the exams. So we're going to talk about the Unit 1 exam coming up. But before we do that, overdue work would have been nothing for Monday, the attendance quiz for Chapter 3, along with that Chapter 3 knowledge check and relevancy module, and then the general lab safety workbook. Those were due this week. Next week, you have the Chapter 4 attendance quiz and homework assignment. And on Monday, the 22nd, is the last day you can submit any homework without getting a 0. All homework for each unit is due the last day of lecture before the exam by midnight, or it is a 0 in the grade book. So if you haven't been going in and completing your knowledge checks or your relevancy modules, I strongly recommend doing that. Don't fall behind on them. They're not long assignments, but you should be doing them the same day that you listen to the attendance. So that you're, one, having the material fresh in your head and using it as a study tool, and two, not putting it off to the last minute where you're trying to study but also trying to complete the homework. So all of that is due by the 22nd. If it's not completed, it is a 0 in the grade book, and there's no more extensions on that. So keep that in mind. Your homework should all be done by that day. Your Unit 1 exam is going to be on Wednesday. That covers chapters 1 through 4, and it is open for 24 hours. You need to complete it before 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday, the 24th. The 25th, you're going to have 2 lab workbooks due, your chemical bonding fundamentals and the microscopes worksheets. The microscope lab is virtual, so do be prepared for that. Otherwise, for the most part, labs have been great. Make sure that you're including pictures of yourself completing all of the labs. Even if it seems a little silly because you're doing it on the computer, I want a selfie to show that you're the one doing the work. That is why I have that requirement, plus you're following the directions and earning the full points then for those homework assignments. So let's talk a little bit more about the exam. So I will hold a review on Collaborate on the 23rd from 11 to 12 p.m. If you can join me, if you are available to do that, please do. I'll post the link. I love when people can come in and talk to me about stuff and help me answer questions, and we can talk about the homework and just the class in general, along with going through the exam review. If you can't, I will record and post the exam review, so it's not something that if you miss it, it's the end of the world. It will be there for you to review. What I'd like is for you to send in questions that you have. I'll look back through the attendance, and if people were saying, oh, I really need help with bonds and things like that, that will help me build my review, and I will guide it to what you need. But if you have specific questions that you need answered and you can't be there, send them to me. I will make sure that they get answered in the review. Exams in my class, if you remember, are not multiple choice, okay? You also need to have Respondus installed and tested and have your webcam up and functional prior to the exam start time. If you have not done that yet, there's a couple of you, make sure you go in and do that this weekend. So if there are any problems or difficulties, we can get them straightened out before you're supposed to complete the exam on Wednesday. If you go in at 11 o'clock on Wednesday night and you don't have Respondus set up and functional, I will not be helping you because I will be asleep. Okay, I go to bed by 9 o'clock every night, so you will not be getting assistance from me. I can help you if you tell me in advance that you need that help, okay? Exams are not multiple choice. I know people tend to stress about that a little bit. Don't, because the exams are very similar to what you've been seeing in your homework and your attendance quizzes. They should be matching, fill in the blank, short answer. You cannot use any external material on exams. No cheat sheets, no books, no webcam, you need a webcam, no web notes, nothing. Okay, any use of external materials is cheating and will be a 0 on the exam as a whole and a report to the school. So please make sure that you're following those rules. The exam should take you about an hour, and I have no problem with you having blank scratch paper, because I know sometimes when I'm taking tests online, being able to write down the questions for matching or being able to write notes to myself so I can go back and check questions, totally understandable. You're allowed to do that. So when you show your desk to the webcam, make sure that if it is a piece of paper, you are showing that it's blank on both sides. The exam should be taken, they should take you about an hour. I don't set a time on it, but I do look at how long it takes you to take the test. I will have a timer that tells you, but it's not a forced completion. So if you see a timer counting down and you hit that 60 minutes, it's not going to completely shut the exam and close it down on you. You have to finish, like you have time to finish it, but these are written for my classes that meet for 50 minutes and they only get 50 minutes to complete their exam. So I would expect you to be done in no longer than an hour. I know respondents can slow the system down a little bit, so I'm giving you that little wiggle room. If I go in and I see that you were on your test for an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes, you and I are gonna have to have a phone call and a conversation. That is my expectation, is an hour. If you get stuck on something or something crazy happens, send me an email. I know a lot of you have kids or you have other people in your life. If you have a toddler who's screaming for you and it takes 10 minutes of your exam time, just send me a quick email, okay? I totally understand that life happens. The same thing if you have a lot of background noise or if anything is happening and you're stressed about getting flagged on the respondus, just send me a quick message and let me know what happened. I completely understand. I'll use the video to verify, but I've had students who have kids and their kids sit on their lap the whole time they're taking their test. I'm not going to tell you not to comfort your child if they need it, or if your cat is like yelling in the background and they need to come in and sit on your lap. My cats do that. I totally understand. I just would have a problem if you had someone in the room who's like giving you answers and stuff. Obviously, this is your test, your knowledge. Okay. The exam will open at 11:59 p.m. on the 23rd, and it is open for the full 24 hours of Wednesday, the 24th. Make sure that you set aside time to go and take it. Make sure that you are in a nice quiet location. Get yourselves prepared. Be thorough with your answers and look at the point values on those test questions. Also, if you see a question that says list, I'm not looking for full sentences. If you see a question that says explain or why, I'm going to be looking for full sentences. So similar to what you've seen on those attendance quizzes, please review those, review your homework, review your lecture notes, and if you have questions, please send them to me, but also let me know. I'm here to help you. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I'm gonna say make good choices. If you ever watch Bailey Sarian, she says that all the time, but make good choices, do some work for biology, don't put it off, and I will talk to you all later. Thank you.